my friends. Did you guys know that I love networking? I'll say it again. I love networking. I meet some of the coolest people in the whole world because of networking. The Fun Fearless Female Global Community of Christian Women with Delinda Lane has afforded me an opportunity to meet some amazing people. Delinda is a great connector. She has lived primarily, at least since I've known her, in Las Vegas and Kansas City. And because of that connection, again, I get to meet amazing, cool people. One of the people that specifically comes to mind is Stacy Mulligan. Stacy is multifaceted, magnificently dynamic, and loves the Lord with her whole being. And that's evident when you talk to her because she just lights it up. The other day we were in our Bible study. I get to Zoom with Stacy at least once a month in a Bible study. And all of a sudden she goes, "Oh, by the way, did you guys see my little Jesus?" And I was like, "What?" And she holds up a little Jesus. And I was like, "What is that?" And that's when she said, "Well, we all need a little Jesus." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love that. We need a little Jesus." So, of course, being me, my brain goes to "We Need a Little Christmas" and that song. And by the way, it won't get out of your head now. We need a little Christmas. We need a little Jesus. And to keep Zoom and YouTube from shutting me down, I'm not going to sing it to you, but also you'd probably turn off the video. So I'm stopping right now. So, of course, being me, I went to my favorite online shopping area and found a whole bunch of little Jesuses, however you say that, plural. So, anyway, I now have a whole bunch of little Jesus, and I'm going to share them with some cool people in my life that also have to do with Fun Fearless Female Global Community of Christian Women with Delinda Lane. And this is Words of Wisdom Wednesday because I love networking. And when Stacy said the little Jesus, I was like, yeah, I'm in. So think in turn, and I see that song's in your head already, right? We need a little Christmas. We need a little Jesus. I knew you'd start singing. Think about the times where you actually knew that you needed a little Jesus. What would happen if you had a collection of these and you go visit a friend in the hospital and just sprinkle them around, maybe in the waiting room or the something, and somebody sees this and go, "Oh my gosh, I so needed Jesus right now." Isn't that a cool thing? Stacy was mentioning that actually. And all of a sudden, here's another little Jesus. And you're going to a somewhere or somebody's sad or having a bad day. Maybe your checkout person at your store. And how are you today? "Oh, horrible. Everything's awful. It's just terrible." It sounds like you need a little Jesus. And so now they automatically have this warm and fuzzy feeling. And you think in terms of a coffee shop, and then you're able to say, "How are you today?" "I am fantastic. The Lord is my best friend and my everything. Wow, here's a little Jesus I'd love to share. Thank you so much." So I just thought it was a very cool concept because when you find something that resonates with, "I need a little Jesus," that is one of the first things that I love to share. So, you know me and Liz. When have you needed a little Jesus in your life? And I think in terms of my list, when patience is running thin. Hmm. Are you patient, patient, patient all the time? Or do you have a challenge with that because your patience is running thin? When worry and anxiety creep in. "Oh, I never worry about anything." Congratulations, that is fantastic. But guess what? Sometimes when worry does happen, we need a little Jesus, right? When we feel overwhelmed, I know nobody on this call with the Fun Fearless Female Global Community of Christian Women ever feels overwhelmed. So you probably might not need Jesus during that time because you never get overwhelmed. But think about responsibilities or stuff that you've got going on at work or your family something or somebody's health crisis. We need a little Jesus. Think about the forgiveness piece. Holy moly. You need to forgive someone and you're not into it. We need a little Jesus, right? What happens when temptation knocks on your door and you think in terms of, oh, meh, 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 she's such a meh, 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 and it turns out to be a gossip fest? Maybe that's a great idea and a reminder that we need a little Jesus. That song's still in your head. You know you're singing it right now. We need a little Christmas. We need a little Jesus. You're doing it. I can hear it. What happens when we're facing a tough decision? I need to A or B. Which is it, Lord? And that is another opportunity. This is my purple one, my favorite, of course. We need a little Jesus because who's going to help us with that decision? We've got friends. He gives us friends. He gives us people with skin on, so to speak, and that's cool. But ultimately, it's between us and God. We need to realize that He's there all the time, facing that tough decision, whether it's a big life decision or a what are we going to have for dinner tonight? Have you ever prayed about that, by the way? What are we going to have for dinner tonight? He can help with that. I really promise. With the world's environment going on right now, as far as angst and social media yikes and all this the stuff that just happens that people choose to share, sometimes the world feels heavy. And if the world feels heavy, do you need a little Jesus? Does the world need a little Jesus? Maybe. What happens when we are feeling lonely or discouraged? Oh, I never get lonely. I never get discouraged. Once again, congratulations. Yay. But there are several of us out there who think about the times that we need Jesus, and being able to have that open communication with Him is one of the greatest gifts. So what happens when we're feeling lonely or discouraged? He can be the comforter. So we need a little Jesus. Then when joy feels distant, what did she say? When joy feels distant, I need to have that joy feeling again. Joy. What happens when joy feels different? Everything's dull. It's a routine. Oh my gosh. Jesus, our favorite little Jesus, can actually restore joy into our lives. So the person who needs joy might need a little Jesus. What happens when we actually need to love people better? She makes me angry. I can't stand him. She's a this, he's a that. Is that a great time to remember that we need a little Jesus? And even more importantly, maybe they do. Maybe they need a little Jesus because they're not joyful. They are fearful. They're stressed out. They don't know what to do next. All of these things. My friends, when Stacy Mulligan, again, my superstar friend in Las Vegas, was telling me and showed us actually about the little Jesus and the fact that they leave him around coffee shops and different places and all the places that my friends go, people pick these up and go, oh my gosh. I needed a little Jesus right now, and now I have one. And it's just a fun thing for me as a reminder. We had WWJD bracelets uh, through the years, and what would Jesus do? Again, just a cool reminder that He's always with us. And I hope that that has been a blessing for you, because I think in terms of we need a little Christmas. Don't push me to sing it, but we do need a little Jesus. Who do you know that does? Who do you know that actually needs a little Jesus today? Now you get to share.